Angry soldier, writes Buhari, indicating government military in Boko Haram complicity. Open letter for the restructuring of the armed forces of Nigeria. The President, dear sir, permit me to proceed with the above mentioned subject. I was enlisted into the Nigeria Army 1st March 2005 with the aim of defending this beloved country, Nigeria. Note, before I was recruited into the Nigeria Army, something occurred that motivated me the more in joining the system, which was my father. After buying the army form to sign my death warrant in a provided column in the form, my father collected it and said to me, "Are you prepared for this?" Then I answered, "Yes, father." He hushed me and said, "Your name shall be written in the warrior's book of record in heaven that stood and defend his country." These words has been my motivational tools until I was enlisted. During my swearing in of oath, I did it with all my heart, believing this was what I am coming to meet in the system. But with what I am saying now, reverse is the case. Mr. President, sir, from the depth of my heart, I am highly disappointed at you, sir. You assured Nigerians that you will deliver and liberate them from these insecurities and poor governance situations, and they trusted you, voted for you because they believe you have the experience of battles as a retired general. How can a well-experienced general behave like this? How can you release thousands of terrorists claiming they have repented? The worst part of it all is that thousands of them were granted direct entry into the Nigerian Army and other security agencies when the war is not even over. Sir, with all due respect, you are deceiving yourself, sir, because I know where all this is coming from. During the time of the former President Umaru Yar'Adua, late, he granted the Niger Delta militant amnesty, and they were granted different opportunities to study abroad. That was why you are doing this. You even organized a bill for the House of Senate to read, which is to rehabilitate these heartless terrorists, comparing them with the same fate of the Niger Delta militants. Tribalism is an incurable disease. I swear, let me help you with the differences between the Niger Delta militants and the Islamist terrorists. Niger Delta militants, these are frustrated and angry youths that feel cheated because federal government drilled their land and never recognized them as the indigenous people of the land. Pipelines were damaged, and all as a result of this, the oil spillage will kill many. The oil spillage will kill many fishes and destroy their land. With this situation, they can't fish and farm anymore, and the federal government never bothered to take note of this. Islamic terrorists, these are heartless, easily brainwashed group of people fighting for no reason, claiming Western education is a sin. Yet these heartless scholars, children, are graduates and even based in abroad. What a wicked best living in human nature. These are people that devaluate their own lives just because one heartless scholar preaches to them that 7 virgins await them in paradise only if they die for Allah. Sir, and if I were you, I will honorably resign, but I know you won't do that because you knew from the onset about these killings. I remembered one of your political threats that, which I quote, I will make this country unbearable if I don't win this election 2011. No one can battle with the Lord. God Almighty, sir, believe me, karma exists, nothing lasts forever, and the only constant thing in life is change. Under your watch, the military is collapsing, yet you feel less concerned. Under your watch, other agencies are duly paid on time, yet leave the military to wallow in pain and frustration. Just imagine how we're being paid as if we have other work doing apart from this army work. The IPPIS paid us November salary on 7th December instead of 30th of November as business as usual, even though we are aware that the federal government normally release salary fund on 15th of every month. Only God knows the reason why we need to wait till month end. The Army Finance paid us January salary on the 5th of February. With huge disparity, the Army got only 2,000 naira added to their salary, while the Navy and Air Force had 20,000 naira added to theirs. Believe me, sir, when I said this, you are very much aware of all these corruptions in the system. If not, by now, the Army authority would have been well investigated and bought by now. Although I understand why you can't show your Mr. Integrity behavior anymore, because you used the military to rig the general election 2019. That's why General Buratai addressed all the officers that if they know they can't be loyal to this present government, they should write voluntary and leave the service. That's why even the CDS can't question the Gohas in anything it does, because it delivered well for you in all the elections. According to the Minister of Labor, Mr. Chris Ngige, the military salary has been increased since 2018. So if we are going to benefit in the new national minimum wages, it will just be little adjustment which they did, which is that 2,000 that was added to our salary. February salary was paid 6th of March, yet the old rate of added 2,000, we don't know why they can't pay us all the allowances together with our salary like that of our counterparts, Navy and Air Force, because they don't want us to utilize it properly. I guess, yet they want us to be loyal. Wonder shall never end in this army. These our generals are really magicians. When did this increment took place? 2018. That we didn't know. Yes, I see it was during the time they increased the retirees pension benefits. I believe both the serving and retired personnel are supposed to have benefited from this increment. Yes, the retirees deserve it a lot because they work so hard to reach here today. But these our magician generals hijacked that of we, the serving personnel, because they thought business as usual, where we couldn't talk. Sir, I can't take this anymore. The era of suffering and smiling are gone. Be grateful to God now that soldiers are bringing out their feelings by writing. Time will come that we will be tired of this writing but swift into actions. I believe you won't want that, where soldiers will turn rebels under your watch. Sir, you can imagine, due to all this cheating and inhuman treatment in the system that frustrated these very same soldiers. 09 NA/63/2239 CPL or yearly No. 94 Battalion at Malam Faturi in Sector 3 on the 26th of February 2020. He started shooting sporadically within the camp. On the course of this, he fired 3 of his fellow colleagues. 2 of them were killed and killed himself. All this under your watch. Sir, are you telling me that Mr. Integrity is you? Or you are telling me that the integrity man in you has died? Sir, I peradventure you read my letter and you feel bad. Just know that I owe you no apologies, because you are my president and I am your citizen. I swore on oath and I am committed to the safety of the nation. You cannot starve your security men and expect them to win a battle. Fighting of corruption must begin with the military. If you are truly sincere with this fighting corruption of a thing, you can't build a house without the foundation. Minister of Defense, sir, we haven't met before, but your records speak well of you, because many of my colleagues speak of your astonishing exploits when you were in the service. But why are you being mute at this fragile period that we needed you most to explore your historical definition of true value? Sir, you are a checkmate the military and give feedback to the president. But what I am saying here is nothing to write home about. If I may recall, $1 billion was released from the exit crude oil account and was allocated for the procurement of military weapons to combat this present insecurity menace. But with what I am saying now is a ghost deal. I am smelling an embezzling scenario here under your watch, which I believe you are a key role beneficiary to all this. If not, you would have raised alarm by now. Chief of Defense Staff, a 4-star general, yet GOCs in a division perform more better than you, because to me, with what I am witnessing in the system now, is that you are the one taking orders from the Chief of Army Staff instead of him taking order from you. What's a downside function of occupancy flowing in the system here? Sir, please stand up to your responsibility here. If not, you are doomed. To the National Security Advisor, sir, a part of me is so sad with you, while the other part of me is so happy with you. I see no reason why the service chief will be taking order from him. Haba Kiyari, the $1 billion excess crude oil account appropriated for the purchase of military arms that is being embezzled under your watch as the NSA. This was what Colonel Dasuki did that APC wanted to kill him, yet you all are at it again. You people always have this habit of eating and not taking, but one thing I am assuring you is that you all will face the music in due time. Wow, I am happy that this is coming out from the mouth of a Nigerian soldier. You see, these are the people that have been fighting for the development of the country. These are the people that you push to their prey to fight against the insurgents, yet no sophisticated equipment to fight back. So what are you trying to say? You are pushing these people to fight Who are you deceiving? You will push them to go and fight this so-called insurgent, this Boko Haram. And you know that all these so-called Boko Haram, they have sophisticated weapon to fight to any length. Yet you are telling us in this country that we have security that could not meet up. Yet you are the one that has not equipped these people very well. And apart from that, look, you can imagine what this soldier, this patriotic soldier, has been saying. He said he has signed a warrant, a death warrant, joining the soldier to protect the life of citizen of his country. So why will it that you will not equip these people very well? Because they are ready to fight, yet you are not ready to make them win the battle because of your selfish ideas. Now, a lot of people are complaining about what is happening in this country. Everybody is complaining. This man has complained bitterly. And now he said something that if the president himself continues like this, then maybe it will not happen that this same soldier will now face the presidency themselves. You can imagine what that means. That means they will now face him. That since Mr. Man, we can no longer be fighting a fake fight, an unending fight rather, that doesn't worth it. Then what is the need of fighting this so-called insurgent that in the end you don't want us to win the battle? In the end, you will still bring them back and call them repentant. In other words, you are trying to tell us we are fools going to fight, bringing soldiers, yet you will release them, you will send them abroad. You can imagine. Oh my God, this country is in a devastated mode right now. Nothing is actually working. I don't know. This man has to resign and let people smile. God is not happy. A lot of men of God has want this same man. Why are you doing this? And I'm happy this man was able to tackle a lot of departments. He was able to tackle the chief of army staff. He was able to tackle the chief of naval staff. He was also able to tackle the department of chief of air staff. Oh, you people, what are you people doing? What are you people doing? And this man also said he's ashamed of the chief of army staff. That, in fact, the security-wise, he is not doing anything because of what they will eat. Because of their own selfish reasons, these people are not ready to fight a positive battle. And God is watching. God is watching you people. In fact, this country is in a mess. But it's only God that will make this country a better place. Wow, this is a very great one from a Nigerian soldier. This man has spoken, this person has spoken the truth, and the truth has to stand. He said he doesn't care either the president hears it or not. All it's after is that he has to do what he signed for. And they should be ready to back them up in winning this case. That is it. Wow, great one. Well, I would still like to hear your take on this, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share for more updates. Thanks and God bless.